Hello, stamping friends. Welcome to the January 2015 online card class. So excited for the new year. We have lots of fun things in store. This is the PDF that you get when you are a member of the online class. We're going to be making this card first. And as you know, you were asked to purchase the Thinlits, such fun words, and the stamp set called Crazy About You. Crazy About You has so many words for you to use, and then some fun flowers and leaves and everything else. So the kit or the card pieces that you get for this card, it includes the envelope. It includes a real small scrap piece of paper, so don't lose that. And then you're going to get a piece of designer series paper, and that color may be different than what I'm showing you on the video. Whenever we use the designer series papers, we like to use up all the colors, because if you just get set on one color, then you end up with all those other patterns and colors left over, and you kind of, what do I do with them? So they will vary in the class. So just so you know, for future clubs or for future classes, that your papers may be a little bit different, but it'll be in that same pack and it'll all work. The other thing that you will get are 3 pieces of cardstock, and this is Berry Bliss, Lost Lagoon, and Hello Honey. You're going to be using those to cut out your words. The other thing that you're getting is the actual card base, and the card base has actually been cut down just a little bit. Normally the card would be 4¼ inches across. This one is 4 inches. And the reason is the designer series paper comes in 12 by 12. So the best way to not have much waste is to cut that at 4 inches. So then you get a lot more paper out of that. So that's the reason that we did that card just a little bit different size. All right, I have already cut out my framelits. And after I put this card together, then I will show you how I did that. But I've already cut out my pieces, so we're just going to assemble this card right now. Put that aside. I'm going to use snail and put it on the back of my designer series paper. And then that piece is just going to lay right on the bottom. Very fun, easy card. All right, so your hellos, these are actually put on using the long reach stapler that Stampin' Up! Sells. If you don't have that on another card, I will be using some Tombow glue so that you can see the difference. But it's just designed, you know, it took me a long time to get used to staples, but they are trendy, they are in style, I guess, in the crafting world. So as you're putting your hellos on here, you might want to position them. See how my two H's are a little close? So you might want to line them up a little bit so that they don't overlap. Once you get them where you want them, you can just attach them like this. All right, and then we're going to add the third hello. Okay. So as you can see, the stapler really allows you to put this card together very quickly. All right, so the card is done. That's it. Pretty simple. Oh no, that's not right. I did forget, we're going to add some twine on here, and I'm using the 1/8 inch circle punch. If you don't have this punch, don't worry. It was not required for you to have it, but all it's going to do is just notch out the card just a little bit, and it just helps to hold the baker's twine on there a little bit better. If you don't have it, don't worry. You can still put your baker's twine on there. Now, I like to leave my baker's twine on here when you get your kits. That obviously we can't do that. So when you get your kits, then you'll just have to cut the pieces to match the cards. But you'll have plenty of it in your kit. See how those notches just help me hold this a lot easier? All right, so I'm gonna tie this in a bow. Sometimes when I talk, I can't tie a bow. Do you ever have that problem? Okay, and the reason that I like to keep it on the card or on the spool whenever I'm doing ribbon is so that I have a lot less waste. The final thing that you're gonna do is we're gonna stamp. Remember that little piece that I told you, that little scrap that was in there? You're going to go into your Crazy About You. Now, a little tip, sometimes these might be a little hard to read. If you just lay them down on black paper or something, or on a dark colored cardstock, I find it easier to read. I don't know, maybe it's just my old eyes. I've already removed the word sunshine and I've put it on a clear block. I'm using the Memento ink stamp pad. I really like this black ink. Now, the fun thing about the photopolymer stamps is that it is totally see-through. Peel that off, and there you go, okay? Then you'll take your snips, and we're just gonna make a little banner tail. We go up the center, in from each corner. There we go. And we have our little banner. Oops, that's a little cockeyed. Let me fix that. Okay. I'm just going to use some snail to put this on. And I'm going to put it right there. Now our card is done. Now, I will tell you this. If you use the staplers, then you're obviously going to see the backs of the staplers. So that may or may not bother you, but just so you know, if you use the stapler, that's the effect that you will get on the inside of the card. All right, now let me show you some tips on how to use these Thinlits. Some of my Thinlits cut very easily, and a couple of them kind of gave me some trouble. So I want to show you a few things. First of all, for those of you who've been with me on other videos, do you notice that I got new plates? I finally ordered those. Okay, so we're going to take the hello, and the thing that I was going to point out to you is the word thanks, which you're going to use on another card. It's a longer word. I had more trouble with the thanks than I did the shorter Thinlit. So keep that in mind. If you're struggling with the thanks, you may not struggle with the hello. Okay. In the kitchen, you may have some wax paper. If you will put your cutting plate down first, then put your cardstock, then put that wax paper, then put your Thinlit, then put your top plate, then run it through. And what I like to do, I just run it back through. All right, now on that thanks, if it gives you trouble and doesn't want to come loose, simply take it and turn it and then do it again. And that should do the trick. All right, one more time back since I'm here. Okay, so then once you get it cut out, let me slide this out of the way. If you have the Stampin' Up! Paper Piercer, this is just another tip if your Thinlits don't want to turn loose. Now this one is turning loose, but I just want to point it out for the sake of the video. See these little holes? They're designed for you to poke. Okay? And the paper piercer helps you get that to let go. All right, now like I said, mine's already turning loose. I can feel it in my hand. You'll get the feel of it when you're playing with these, but it is already coming loose. Now, I'm glad it did that. The wax paper is still there. If it's still there, leave it there, because then the next time you go to cut, it will come loose even easier, okay? Eventually that'll fall out. I even found that I was using some printer paper. Okay, so see, now look how nice that is. It just pops right out with those easy tips that I just gave you. So hello, and come back for the next video and I will show you some more tips.